Good morning, brothers. Beautiful day. I'm going to try and do a video why these little rascals are kept under control. Get in, Poe. She's just smelt Mary's dog. It's walked up the driveway here and she's on guard mode. So I'll kick into this as best I can, but if I'm screaming at the dogs halfway through the video, just like, get in, Poe, you know that I'm not trying to lose this connection with you right now, but I've got to keep some connection with those little bastards as well. Like right now, get in, Poe, because Mary's up there with the dog. Anyway, we're going to go and get some duck eggs, or hopefully before the hawks get them. Heading out this morning with young Kit, young bloke I currently taking out doing stuff. Took him out for a shoot the other night and we're going fishing this morning. Kit suffers from colitis. Colitis is a terrible autoimmune disorder and it's debilitating, and I know all about it because my mother had it. And normally people have it for life. It doesn't normally come right, although you can fix it with fasting and also dietary changes. And we do have eggs this morning. Lucky I came down here. They're not on the hawk's been here, but it hasn't taken. There's one there. There's one over here. There's two. I got 4 yesterday morning, and there's possibly some more around. Post on guard mode. So yes, colitis is debilitating. It's either fixed by surgery or it's fixed by steroids. So to be 14 years of age and not being able to go to school and struggling like Kit does, like he can't get out with his mates and go for a hunt sometimes. He's often vomiting when he's really, really sick. And having your large intestine, like part of it removed, because it's in the colon, that's an operation they use sometimes, but that's where you produce all your gut flora, and it can really, it's not a good thing because that's where your immune system gets a lot of its punch from. And either way, it's gut health is so important to your mental health. They reckon that in your guts you've got the equivalent amount of neuromatter, like your brain, to what a cat's got. That's quite a lot, isn't it? So it does affect you in the way of your thinking, your feeling, and all of that. Mental health, there you go ducks, tune to that. Mental health is something to each and every one of us have, either good or bad, and it's very hard for a lot of, particularly men and women too, but just to talk about it. Having dealt with a lot of people with mental health issues, I've learned a lot. I think things like depression and anxiety, which are sort of at the top, then below you've got the psychotic problems like schizophrenia and a whole host of things underneath that. They are so personal to each person, and when a person is suddenly feeling bad and has a bad feeling and has this feeling of hopelessness and just no way out, and thinks, oh, I've got this bad feeling, it's going to come back again, there's no future for me, that's when things go really bad. And making that shift within the mind, get him, Poe! Making that shift within the mind, particularly for young people, can seem almost impossible. Oh, I spoke to a guy 2 days ago, really at his end, and he said he could just find no joy in living anymore. Only a young fella. And it was so difficult, in fact almost impossible for me to shift his thinking just while we were having conversation. Even he was so scared, and this must be absolutely horrible. And my heart actually really, it hurts for people like this. It really hurts. I just can't imagine how that is, to not be able to, because life, there's so much joy to be had, there's so much bliss, there's so many really, really amazing things out there, but if you don't feel them, if you can't connect with them, then you miss out on them. You go through a life of being absolutely robbed, and mental health does that. It robs people of the things around us. Those mountains over there have got wild goats, they've got wild deer, they've got wild pigs, there's mountain hare, there's possum for trapping. Up in there, that's the Tablelands, an amazing place. A young person can put a pack on their back and a rifle and overcome their fears and go and do a night mission up there. Or over there you've got Mount Starville, and Mount Ben Nevis. Mount Ben Nevis is beautiful, and you got the Hackett, the Browning, all fallow deer up there. Fallow deer, great for hunting and a beautiful place to go. Put a rucksack on your back and you can have an adventure. A young person can go up there and look down on the whole world. But if you have this illness of any type, or just something's gone not quite right, you don't even get out of your bed. And I know, because there's so many people that are like that have bad mental illness, and to them it's impossible. And us people outside looking at them, we look at them and we go, why can't you just get up and do it? We've got no idea how difficult it is for them. We've got no idea. And I've had a lot of insight into this because I've seen people physically not be able to get out of their bed that have stayed with me, and I've literally physically pulled them out of bed and said, come on mate, we can do this. And the whole time, and they haven't enjoyed one moment of it because they're in such a dark place. That has got to be worse than even being in a wheelchair. At least if you're in a wheelchair and you're a paraplegic, at least you can rationale, well, I can accept the fact that I can't use my legs anymore, but hey, I've still got the upper part of my body, and damn, I'm going to make the most out of that. And you can work with that. But mental health, no. That's why mental health is so important for us around that have wellness, to try to be tolerant, and when somebody makes a big mistake, when their mental health is what's driven it. I often get frustrated with people I look after when their mental health is not good, because I get this feeling that they're not trying enough, or they're using it as an excuse. But that's wrong. That's wrong. That's absolutely wrong. That's why they are not well, because they just can't. And it's hard when you're well yourself to understand that. Get in, Pace! Pace, come! Pace! Get in, Pace! Pace! Get in here! Pace, come! Heel up. Stay. Get in behind. I don't want a dog fight while these two are playing over here. Stay in, Pace. That'll do. Heel up. Behave yourself. They can easily fight. When I'm talking, they know that I don't have my attention on them. So if you're one of those people that's really struggling in any way to motivate, to do something, whether it's take a young fella fishing, or get up and just make stuff happen, even if it's to get up and go and have a coffee with a mate, and you really have that feeling of being immobile, where you can't move, and that there, without understanding the illness, and it could be anything. It could even be something like Epstein-Barr syndrome or myalgic encephalitis. These are viruses that also debilitate. Epstein-Barr syndrome, that's glandular fever, or myalgic encephalitis. What is this called? ME. It's a disease of, not really a disease. It's actually a chronic fatigue. That's what it is. Chronic fatigue syndrome, also known, where you can't move. If you're someone who suffers that, or any of those other illnesses that just knock the shit out of you, could even be like this young fella this morning I'm taking out, who's got colitis, where you just got nothing left because your electrolytes have all gone through your body and you're exhausted. No one knows what you're feeling but you. No one knows how you're feeling but you. And people say you should talk to somebody and you should reach out. Well, that may be impossible for you to do. Maybe that you just can't do it because of how you're feeling and where you're at. But there may be one person in this world that you can reach out to. There may be that one person. And the reason I say that is this guy came around and saw me about 3 weeks ago. He watched my other channel. He said, bro, I don't feel I can talk to anybody, but I feel I can talk to you. I said, come and talk to me then. Let's talk about it. And so came up to the house and made a coffee. It was a shit coffee because I stuffed it up, but anyway, he was very gracious about that. And made him a coffee. And we sat down drinking coffee, and we talked about tar hunting, because I shot my first tar last year and I really enjoyed that, and want to do it again. And then we get in pace. We finally got onto the topic of what it was that was really he was struggling with, and he had a real bad issue about his relationship with his dad. It's so common. Some of the parallels I could relate to, I really could. It wasn't that his father was abusive to him. His father was just indifferent. Had no interest in him his entire life. Everything he'd done, showed no interest. Never went to watch his first rugby game or his first boxing match. Never took him hunting. Just was a dad, but was never there. And it compiles. We had this talk, and it was stuff he just needed to talk about. And he said to me at the end, he said, I've never been able to talk to my wife about this. Anybody, I just feel I can talk to you, Clay. And I said, well, I think it's really good that you can, bud, but you're going to need to find someone else in your life that you can talk to. I will be here when you need. Get up! I mean, I'm easy to get contacted. Trouble is, my buddy, he lives in North Island. Get him, boy. He lives up in Taranaki. Get up! Just down here on holiday like everybody is this time of the year. Bixie, get in your box! Bixie, get up! Oh, you vomited in there. Throwing something up. And I got a really cool email from him 2 days ago saying that he connected up with an old mate. And his old mate had actually done the dirty on his wife, actually, and she kicked him out. And his old mate felt like he had nobody to talk to, and they ended up connecting up. So his mate was going to him for help, and a place to stay, a couch to sleep on, and now they're quite connected up. So the importance in having one person in your life that you can talk to is really where this video this morning is going to end up. One person that you can trust. That's all you need. One person that you can, when you're feeling vulnerable or you're feeling shaken or you're feeling uncertain, or just that one person that's there. And if you don't have that one person, well, dogs are really good because you can give them a big hug and they understand everything. I get a lot of love out of my dogs. I just give them a hug. I was really exhausted a few days ago. I've had this trouble with my heart and chest for a while. It's got a lot better, but I didn't feel like seeing anybody at all. I just hugged Po. Good girl. She think, what the fuck are you doing, Clay? Just give her a hug. It feels good, man. I'll tell you why it feels good. Because dogs, they don't judge, they don't care. They just wag your tail, don't you? I know you want some food. You better get your posse stay there. So yeah, even if you have just a dog to give a hug, but we all need that one person that we can trust. I know you want more hugs now, don't you, eh? Hey, you got all shit in your eyes, let's get that out. I really do love my dogs. They're not just for catching pigs, they're my pets, they're my mates. Aren't you, eh? You're a good girl. Anyway, good luck finding that one person. If you don't have it in your life, be proactive at creating a network for yourself, because no man is a mountain. Sooner or later we need somebody, or even just a dog to have a pet to or a hug. She's a good dog. Dogs are so cool. Look at that. Oh yes, I love you. And I love you too, Bixie. Yes I do. Yes I do. Hey guys, have a great day. I better get the fishing gear sorted. I was supposed to have my mate Blair come around this morning. He shot his first stag, and then he shot another one. Stay there, Po, get in. He shot an 11 pointer and a 10 pointer, and he wants to give me the 10 pointer. He's going to come around for a coffee this morning, but he hasn't contacted me. And then I've got Blair, so I'll get a crank into this day. Might go make a coffee, but we'll feed you guys first. Check on a brother, check on yourself. You check on yourself too. I'll get some dog food, and we'll see you in the next one, guys. Have a great day. See ya. Go steady.